Hi there, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back. Today is August 22nd, 2023. And I don't know about y'all, but I really think that this is a very sad day. By the time you see this, there are two co-defendants that have been indicted against Trump, or along with Trump, excuse me, that will have turned themselves in the state of Georgia. And I say it's a sad day because no matter what you think about them, they're United States citizens. They're human beings created in the image of God. And what has been done against them is a prime example of what I was talking about yesterday, that this stuff has been going on for decades. When the state of Michigan came against me and violently ripped my children from my home, my younger two had to watch their older sister getting beat up by a couple sheriffs while she was handcuffed in a gravel road. And by the way, that was when Jennifer Granholm, does that name ring a bell? She was governor at the time. And Debbie Stabenow, was my representative. That name should ring a bell too. But the point is, that was 21 years ago. 21 years ago. And I know because the research I was doing back then, there were people way before me all this stuff was going against too. It's only been since 2020 that people are becoming more and more aware of it. And that's one of the reasons I hope things never get back to what was normal. Because the norm was people like me and people like Ammon Bundy and Clive Bundy. Do you even know who they are? Look them up. The Bundys in Oregon, 2014, 16, and 18, I'm pretty sure. Stuff's still coming against them. So it doesn't matter if it's Trump. He's just a big name, so all the lamestream media gets their ratings because they've got his face or his name in there. And Sidney Powell and Rudy Giuliani and stuff. I mean, look at the headlines. That's all you see for today. Well, here's Ammon Bundy. And I like the way he puts this. Now, not only is he and his family targets because of what happened years before, which I'm going to count on you that you're going to look in valid sources of information to find out what I'm talking about before you form your opinion. But his friend, Diego Rodriguez, has a grandson who was unlawfully kidnapped by Child Services, his grandson's baby Cyrus, and you probably do not know the name Diego Rodriguez or baby Cyrus because they're not a Trump, they're not a Giuliani or anything like that. They're not politically tied up in all this BS with the present administration, the installed fake administration. All that aside for a second. So Ammon Bundy comes to the aid of his friend. And look what happened.
The child was safely returned to his home. Facing a $7.5 million lawsuit, I'm being threatened with jail time, and the court has authorized them to take everything I own. Is this what it means to be an American?
Ammon Bundy now has a civil warrant over him filed by St. Luke's Health System.
No. Americans don't turn a blind eye when they see something wrong going on around them. Americans don't accept the law or anything else when it's wrong. Americans fight for the weak and the innocent. Americans push off fear in the face of danger and bring justice to all they can. Americans refuse to be governed by those who hate liberty.
Exactly. Americans refuse to be governed by those who hate liberty. Isn't that what this country was founded on? And for all the Bible thumpers out there, the story of the Good Samaritan. Did you ever notice in that story, it never says whether the Samaritan actually liked the man he helped? And just like I've been saying throughout all my videos, we don't have to like each other. We don't even have to agree on everything. We are commanded by God to love each other. So by the grace of God, The love of God in that Samaritan. He helped that man. Do you love this guy? What about this guy? I don't care if you can't stand him. Do you love him? That's what the love of God is, to stand on what's right, not what you feel. So Trump is supposed to surrender to authorities, these wicked bastards who have abused their privilege of their positions and manipulated the laws in the system to attack him and his family repeatedly for years, just like General Flynn way back when, just like Ammon Bundy, Clive Bundy. What is it? What changed in all of you? It's more like the Israelites when Goliath comes on the field. You're all hiding in the clefts of the rock in your armor. And yeah, I'm mocking. I'm just so beside myself because with everything that's going on, they're keeping us distracted because they're lighting shit on fire in Maui and Washington and causing quakes in California and these big hurricanes. One's getting ready to hit the Gulf now, and just all this stuff, very serious stuff, mind you. But it's distracting us also while they erode away all of the rights that God gave us and we solidified in the Constitution. It wasn't that the founders gave us those rights. It's not that the government gave us those rights. God gave us those rights. And it's recognized, solidified in the Constitution that these are God-given rights. And to protect those rights, we need to stand on what's right. Doesn't matter what you think or feel about this man. He is a United States citizen. He is a United States citizen. Diego Rodriguez and his beautiful family are United States citizens. Yet that baby was traumatized, just like mine, by this wicked system that is manipulated to attack people. Mostly for money. A lot of it's for so-called power. But you don't know most of these people's names. Like my own, you don't have any idea who Lynette Mima is, or who I used to be Thomas when my kids were stolen from me. Because they're able to keep this under wraps, keep everybody so busy and so distracted, because, how did Oliver Anthony put it? The dollar ain't worth shit. So you got to get more and more and more of it, which takes more and more of your time away from your family and away from your neighbors. Wake up, people. We won't have a country at the turn of the year if we stay silent about this stuff and this stuff. Now, I'm no graphic design artist, but if you go to my website, apupstop.com, you can see it right there, and click on this link. I made these t-shirts. I intentionally made them orange, and I'm hoping that you guys get why. The 45th president of the United States of America is first and foremost a man created in the image of God, and he is a United States citizen. Again, doesn't matter what you think or feel about him. Those are the facts. And the system is being manipulated against him, just like the J6 prisoners. It's all a farce. And he is a fabulous example of the fact not only has this been done for decades to a lot of people, but it will continue to happen, and it can even happen to you. So get your head out of the sand, and if you can, and I hope you'll do this with me, come over here and grab a t-shirt. And yeah, I intentionally made it $17.76 because hoping to invoke the spirit of 1776 or something. And let's stand together against this stupid shit. We should all be screaming out about this. Not just some crazy lady with a ring on her nose and a frog sitting behind her. Do you know the love of God? Does it motivate you, even against what you think or feel like at the time? God, I hope so. I really, truly hope so. And that is my prayer. So let's start screaming. Trump is turning himself in this Friday. And it's a sad, sad day for the United States of America.